I choose the third set. Nathan Brooks protagonist, Abigail Abby Brooks smothered, Lucas Brooks brother, Victoria Vicky Brooks sistered, Ethan Brooks Vicky's husband, Grace Brooks assistant, Benjamin Ben Brooks father, Olivia Brooks security director. My smartphone vibrates sharply on the wooden surface of my workstation, jostling a half-empty mug of tea that sits next to my array of laptops. 4 screens glow in front of me, each running complex encryption algorithms for Sentinel solutions. I peek at the incoming message, figuring it's probably another vendor alert. It's Lucas. Urgent family gathering this weekend. Mom requires an operation. Dad's recall fading fast. Critical. The device nearly tumbles from my grasp, banging against the edge of the desk. A splash of tea lands on my old corduroy pants, but the warm liquid barely registers amid the chill creeping up my spine. Lakeside Cove. I haven't returned to our waterfront neighborhood in nearly 18 months. The memory of our previous get-together haunts me like a nightmare on repeat. That evening at the yacht club, Lucas exchanging firm grips with the local councilman, Vicky flaunting her massive sapphire ring while her spouse requested yet another bottle of wine. When will you pursue a legitimate career, Nate? Lucas had boomed, his words echoing off the polished tables for everyone nearby to catch. This tinkering with gadgets was endearing during your university days, but you're pushing 31. Vicky had reached over, squeezing my wrist with feigned compassion. Ethan knows a contact at his company who could slot you into their tech support team. Steady paycheck, full perks, the works. The sting of that belittlement still warms my face today, recalling how they brushed off my venture, Apex Guard Tech, as mere gadget play while Mom and Dad sat there, worried yet accepting my supposed shortcomings. They remain unaware. It's been 5 months since the buyout, and I kept it under wraps. The contrast weighs on me like an anchor. I departed home at 24 with just $180 in my wallet, and now my accounts reflect sums beyond imagination. Still, here I am in a modest studio rental, clad in yesterday's shirt, gazing at a financial app displaying 7 figures plus change. My hand lingers over the phone. I could ring Lucas immediately. Spill every detail, yet that same resolute stubbornness that fueled 90-hour weeks when doubters predicted collapse holds me back. A soft rap at the door pulls me from my reverie. Grace steps in uninvited, clutching a thick folder. Her sharp navy suit and sleek ponytail make my rumpled appearance seem even more unkempt. You've vested another 0.4% in Sentinel today, she informs me, setting the folder down. That's an additional $9.8 million. Her tone stays crisp, executive, but her gaze probes deeper. Ready to let your kin in on your true story. I rise quickly, tea seeping into the rug fibers. I'll attend, but it'll be my way. The choice solidifies in my mind like cooling steel. I grab my phone and punch in Lucas's contact, adopting a measured calm as he answers promptly. Saw your message. Count me in for the weekend. Excellent, Lucas replies, his exhale of relief audible. We've got to map out support for Mom and Dad. All hands on deck with whatever resources possible. My teeth clench. Which centers are on the table? Details later, Nate. His patronizing lilt irks me more than usual. We've vetted a few solid ones. Just arrive, and we'll assign what fits your situation. I disconnect before frustration bowls over. The implications crystallize. This transcends parental aid. It's about reclaiming my honor after endless undermining. Grace reappears in the frame. The company chopper can be prepped for late Friday. I shake my head firmly. Not the image they anticipate. I pivot to my main screen, reserving a budget airline seat to the small airstrip closest to Lakeside Cove. As an impulse, I message Olivia, our head of protection. Require air support on standby Saturday midday, Lakeside Cove vicinity. Her reply pings instantly. Roger that. Permissions in progress. Grace observes with a blend of worry and admiration. They've dominated the narrative far too long, right? I affirm with a nod, sensing the lopsided dynamics that have shaped our household. They presume total oversight because they've never viewed me as competent. That ends this weekend. Moments later, Grace returns with a pile of garments, my threadbare college sweatshirt from years back, jeans with a frayed cuff. Your disguise for the relatives, per your specs, she notes, draping them over a chair. Her demeanor turns grave. No obligation to conceal your achievements any longer. The guarded emotions I've buried start to emerge. They've never witnessed my triumphs, unsure if they're equipped to. The intercom buzzes. Olivia, Ms. Brooks. The Crestview Manor documents are sealed, she updates. Brooks' family wellness program primed for activation. Appreciated, Olivia. I sign off and lock eyes with Grace's resolute stare. For the first time post, Lucas's note, optimism flickers. A clear vision emerges, accompanied by unexpected serenity. Perhaps it's moment for them to encounter the authentic me. Come Monday, I pull into the known driveway of the quaint Victorian house as dusk envelops Lakeside Cove. The rideshare vanishes, stranding me beside Lucas's spotless silver sedan and a flashy blue coupe I peg as Ethan's. My faded sweatshirt and worn jeans now strike as intentional camouflage rather than lazy attire. The entrance flies open prior to my knock. Lucas looms in the threshold, shirt neatly ironed into slacks, luxury timepiece glinting under the light. There you are. His greeting resonates through the evening air. At last joining the fold. I muster a grin and accept his brief shoulder pat. More obligation than warmth. Smooth trip, he inquires, ushering me in. Coach class probably jammed solid. Manageable. I keep it curt, mentally noting his preconceptions. Naturally, budget travel. Naturally, no means for upgrades. The aroma of Mom's signature rosemary roast fills the space, a constant for decades. The comforting yet estranging smell knots my insides. Vicky emerges from the den, coiffed impeccably, cosmetics immaculate even at this hour. Her hug is fleeting, obligatory. You appear relaxed, she comments, scanning my ensemble, pure tech hub vibe. Before retort, she slips a voucher into my hand. Peering down 100 for a department store, to spruce up for job hunts, she murmurs. Ethan flagged a junior analyst spot at his office, solid benefits package. The assumption hits hard. I've engineered and flipped a firm for over $58 million, and here's my sibling doling out pity for a basic role. Appreciated. I pocket it. Parents' location. Dining area, Lucas replies, glancing at notifications. Dad's mixed me up with Uncle Ray 3 times tonight. My gut twists. Uncle Ray passed years ago. Indeed, Lucas dismisses with a wave. Progressing rapidly. Some days lucid, others blank. The scene in the kitchen paints their deterioration vividly. Mom perches at the island, supported by a new cane I don't recognize. Her steps are tentative, wincing. Dad occupies a chair, stare distant, knuckles drumming irregularly on his mug. Abigail. Mom's expression lights upon spotting me. She tries rising but grimaces. I approach swiftly, enveloping her carefully. Stay seated, Mom. Got you covered. Dad blinks at me with initial bewilderment before clarity hits. My tech whiz kid. Emotions choke me. Hey, Dad. The meal unfolds as a familiar charade. Lucas commands the dialogue, detailing his recent merger at the consulting agency where he's executive. Vicky chimes in with tales of her fundraiser boards and Ethan's corporate retreats. Their delivery polished, like lines memorized over time. So, Nate, Lucas probes amid a pause, spearing a vegetable. How's that hobby venture faring? Still, what? Digital locks. Network defense, I amend instinctively, progressing nicely. She requires proper employment, Vicky informs Mom, ignoring my presence. Hence the voucher. Ethan stresses presentation for opportunities. I sip water slowly, observing their unchallenged view of my path. Mom and Dad concur with nods, anxiety visible. We've scouted venues, Lucas declares, shifting topics. For parental support, identified 4 premium assisted living complexes. When was this? I question, lowering my utensil. Couple months back. Vicky responds. Ethan and I did a getaway. Lucas joined. And excluding me, Lucas chuckles emptily. Likely buried in your programming. Plus, we figured time off wasn't feasible. Meaning finances, he implies. Vicky whispers audibly to Ethan, silent till now. The insight dawns, months of scheming. This summit isn't reactive, it's the finale of preset decisions, casting me as peripheral approver. Dessert arrives, mom's pear cobbler, eternal staple. I mentally log every slight, every superior peak. A transformation occurs within. Pain hardens to detached analysis. They require my inadequacy to justify their paths. I observe Lucas's overly boisterous chuckle at Dad's quip. Note Vicky's veiled jabs at non-traditional peers. See Mom and Dad embracing this sibling order as inevitable. Their worry veils dominance, not affection. The epiphany clarifies rather than wounds. Every aid offered included public jabs at my flaws. Each reunion solidified their required tale. My device hums. Grace, recall your essence. Post-suites. Parents shuffle to rest, wariness in their gait. I assist Mom down the hall, spotting her steadying against walls when the cane snags. Tomorrow for specifics, Lucas states as parents settle. 8:30 prompt. I've got slides on options and budgets. I've annotated each, Vicky adds. Harborview Estates tops my list. Elite, stellar reviews. I acknowledge silently. Once Vicky and Ethan depart for their inn, I linger with Lucas in the kitchen. He cracks a fourth all, guard dropping. Harlan snagged the vice presidency. He mutters, fixating on the label. The slot I chased. Months of overtime wasted. I stay quiet, prompting more. 6 rejection. He gulps deeply, though your worries differ. The resentment startles. You're thriving, Lucas. Flashy ride. Opulent outings. He snorts humorlessly. Facade, mostly. Essential in my circle. The admission bridges us momentarily. I overhear Vicky from the corridor, back for a lost scarf, murmuring to Ethan. If she can't contribute, we can't subsidize fully. With the Ellis deal shaky, Ethan's reply muffled, but Vicky presses, oblivious to me nearby. Lucas's scheme has her at 10%. Might overwhelm her. Perhaps buffer it till she stabilizes. Their tones recede. I ascend to my old room, frozen in adolescence with outdated debate medals and coding contest awards. I dial Grace. Tomorrow escalates, I forewarn. Olivia's chopper ready, she assures. Signal needed. Typing audible. Brooks' family wellness details locked. Device alerts Olivia. Pads mapped, cleared. Word awaits. I survey the space holding echoes of past self, devoid of current reality. Downstairs, departures echo. Lucas's steps halt at my door then proceed. They'll unveil their blueprint tomorrow, anticipating acquiescence. Allocate me trivial duties while clutching reins. Reaffirm their version of me. I text Olivia prep for noon touchdown. Phone aside, I gaze upward, tranquility descending. They've never truly perceived me. I breathe into the night. Time for revelation. The family den feels cramped this dawn. Polished pamphlets scatter the table like fallen petals, each featuring joyful elders in pristine settings. Lucas positions before his device, linked to the wall display showing slides titled Brooks' Household Strategy, and beneath, Safeguarding Parental Legacy. My grip tightens on my teacup, safeguarding or commandeering. Mom fidgets on the couch, gaze flicking between screen and Dad, whose posture screams prior overriding. Evidently, Lucas proceeds advancing to facility trio. Premier senior communities regionally. Harborview leads in amenities. Vicky's notebook reveals scheduled relocations in a fortnight. A fortnight, all arranged. We escorted Mom and Dad last spring, Vicky notes, avoiding my stare. They adored the culinary selections at Harborview. Adored them. Dad glances up, puzzled. We did. The spot with the cozy reading nook. Vicky cues, tone like addressing a toddler. Medical dossiers peek from under ads. Dad's specialist note moderate memory impairment. Beyond sporadic lapses Lucas mentioned, Mom's joint issue demands major intervention unspoken. It fuels me. Crestview's lead physician has tailored protocols surpassing institutional norms. My alternative excels, revolutionary. I monitor Lucas's amenity rundown, aware they await my assent, minor input, retreat to my failing existence, silence from me, meticulous jotting. Finances next, Lucas proclaims, Harborview Monthly, all 14th 200 comprehensive, Vicky and Ethan 34%, mine 54%, and Nathan he smirks benevolently your 12% equates 1,704. Vicky interjects, but Lucas and I agreed, aware of your constraints. Drop to 550, offset with frequent visits. The belittlement strikes fiercely. Facility selected, expenses tallied, shares divided, my burden lightened temporally, all sans my input. Suppose another proposal, I voice unexpectedly. Lauder ensues, grating. Lottery winner bro, Lucas jests. We've exhausted feasibles. I rise, pulse racing, pardon. On the veranda, dawn rays weave through the oak dad sewed at my berth. I contact Grace. Now I whisper. Touchdown 20 minutes. Olivia confirms, en route from Lakeside Airstrip. Back inside, Lucas discusses visitation rotations. I kneel by parents. Mom, Dad, I murmur. Your preferences for support. Quiet descends. Lucas halts, agape. Vicky squirms, eyeing Ethan. Mom starts, glancing at Lucas for cue. They seek optimal. Lucas cuts in. Precisely our aim. From them directly I press fixed on parents. Dad clasps Mom's palm. No desire to burden. Never burdens, I reassure. This concerns your existence, residence, welfare, joy. Mom's eyes spark with dormant independence. Prefer staying in Lakeside Cove, she confesses, yet require assistance beyond home management. Lucas exhales theatrically. Nathan, we've vetted exhaustively. No local equivalent matches required standards. Watch checks. 20 minutes elapsed. Precisely, rotor thrum intrudes, intensifying, rustling foliage. The oak sways dramatically. All pause. Whatever is that? Vicky rushes to blinds, peering out. Ethan joins, straining skyward. A glossy midnight chopper bearing Sentinel Solutions insignia lowers onto the yard. Olivia at controls, stance rigid. Likely a crisis at the neighboring estate, Vicky speculates, facing Lucas alarmed. I stand leisurely, adjusting my sweatshirt. No crisis, I state evenly. My transport. Synchronized stares convey shock to incredulity. Chopper lands softly, rotors easing. Olivia exits, straightening attire, advancing to door with nod. What's unfolding? Lucas demands, pitch elevating. I head to exit hand on handle. Perhaps relocate discussion, I suggest, facing them, something to demonstrate. Olivia nears steps. Ms. Brooks conveyance prepared. Siblings speechless for once. Decades authority quakes, overdue shift rumbling. I prop door wide, motioning to chopper. Coming? The rotors churn atmosphere over Lakeside Cove, rhythmic pulse fostering introspection. Landscape diminishes, home a speck amid oaks marking 2 decades of devaluation. Now ascension, both kinds. 45 to Crestview, Grace notes, screen lit with Brooks wellness details. Director awaits sign off on custom regimens. I concur. Revelation buzz waning to pragmatism. Beyond siblings' astonishment, future focus. Commence dad's evaluation summaries. I request accepting device. Expert suggests targeted recall drills plus consistent routine. Harborview lacks such tailoring. Quarter-hour dissecting parental necessities. Mom's post-op mobility. Dad's evening patterned fog. Contrast Harborview deficits unnoticed by Lucas, Vicky. Crestview South Annex finished. Grace advances, displaying blueprints. Dual primary quarters linked yet private. Wellness protocols integrated seamlessly, non-clinical. I envision parents therein. No longer validation, I confess to Grace, startling myself. Defensiveness likely. Prioritize parental thriving, not scores. Grace's gaze softens briefly. Docker. Harlem Prep comparisons institutional VES Brooks model. Stats compelling 28% reduced decline in analogs. Prep those I direct, refocusing screen. Lucas targets costs initially. Grasp permanence via endowment enduring care. Alert pings Olivia. Ground secure, personnel alerted. Pad ready. Medical squad in West Conference. Inhale deeply, readiness armoring. Inform counsel medical proxies, shared not solo. Parental choices not sibling seizure. Grace types swiftly. Coordinator crafted dad's ex-lecturer inspired engagements. Therapists devised mom's dignified rehab. Chopper veers. Unveiling Crestview 32 acres groomed, revived manor with discreet health wing. Lakeside limitations compiled, Grace persists. Resident staff 81 day, 18E 1 night, Crestview 2.5 Z1 constant. Absorb particulars, constructing argument for superior parental outcome. Staff dossiers, geriatric experts, rehab pros, dietitians ready to credential. Device vibrates, Dad Nathan, chaos here. Voice tinged confusion from distress. Lucas furious. Gut clenches. Overlooked parental buffer in sibling rift. Prep falters emotionally. Dad, regret the strain I steady. About optimal for you, Mom, not rivalry. Clarity imminent. He claims recklessness with our fate, voice frail. We safe, blow lands. Planning-centered siblings, neglected parental crossfire. Exceedingly safe, I vow. Advocating for you both. Call ends as Crestview enlarges. Stakes peak care, acknowledgement, family integrity or fracture. Descent initiates, pilot declares. I compose. Lead with recall stabilization, I instruct Grace. Dad's core fear, self-loss. Approaching pad, Chopper mere prologue. Triumphia demonstrating collaborative path. Chopper lowers to Crestview, winds agitating air. Vista reveals 32 acres lawns, trails, berry grove to pond. Pad, Mom queries, voice competing noise. Certified emergency evac, I reply as Olivia maneuvers. Hospital 15 air minutes. Dad peers ahead, awe displacing haze. Mansion holds 10 suites. 10 I verify plus South Annex customized for you. Soft landing. Olivia halts, rotors winding. Parents absorb, brick elegance, arches. Property auction post, tech bust, I acquired. Lucas, Vicky trail as I aid parents down. Postures guarded, glances evasive. Silver-haired woman in slate attire nears, wind tussling. Mr. and Mrs. Brooks, Crestview greetings. Dr. Lydia Harlan, Brooks wellness lead. Warm handshakes, privileged hosting. Dad perks, physician, cognitive neurology specialist, Dr. Harlan clarifies. Reviewed your chart, sir. Viable strategies for stabilization. As Dr. Harlan captivates parents, mid-50s man with pad approaches. Ms. Brooks, tour set. Chef Reynolds lunches at noon. Thanks, Harold, to family. Harold Jenkins, property overseer. Manages ops to menace. Mom gapes. Dedicated crew. 24/7. Harold affirms. Nurses duo. Weekly therapist. Cook maintenance. Grand foyer vaulted staircase. Mom clings my arm, marveling. Eastward. Tailored wing. Tour systematic linked suites with common lounge. Equipped rehab suite for mom's recovery. Accessible galley. Conservatory with dad's beloved blooms. Home tech for reminders. Dr. Harlan demos wall interface. Tracks for safety. Parents query eagerly, engagement rising. Dad caresses shelf of thrillers. Sorted, you recalled. Voice tender. Absolutely. Throat constricts. Lucas coughs. Overkill Nathan. Funding source. Tone condescending yet wavering. Vicky whispers, Ethan flexing. Unsustainable. Parents tense at friction. Dr. Harlan proceeds undeterred. Brooks Wellness innovates home-based aging. Imports expert care to known surroundings. Dad scans siblings, unease clear. Mom grips him, seeking peace. Grace signals subtly. Tension noted. Choice, confront skepticism or parental center. Inevitable clash, but prioritize now. Dr. Harlan, I interpose softly. Garden demo. Sensory elements for recall. She adapts seamlessly. Indeed. Aromas, textures evoking past. Mrs. Brooks, gardening aficionado. Dr. Harlan escorts parents outdoors as I address siblings. Library for finances. Siblings only. Neutral tone. Honest dialogue overdue. Glances swap, they trail to oak-lined library. Grace follows with binder. Doors shut softly. Shelves tower central table. Documents arrayed, ledgers, endowments, evaluations. Pinnacle preparedness. Grace by door, confident. You've maximized, she whispers, passing binder. Serenity envelopes. Resolution, not retribution. Siblings seat opposite guarded. Tension thick. Binder opens, eyes met. Key insight forthcoming. Impossible funding. Lucas gestures outward. Familiar belittling uncertain now. Truth, Nate, Vicky preempts. Borrowed spectacle or startup gimmick. Nails tap arms. Focus parental not pride. Accusation stings. Fingers press wood ego play. Voice controlled. Heat building career of spectacles. Lucas deploys executive timber. Stability required not dazzle. Track record short term. Vicky reinforces. Recall blockchain fling. Mobile concept. Defense firm fizzled. Now chopper, estate, bankiste. Predictable demotion attempt scriptable. Unscripted, door creaks. Why perpetual discord? Mom at threshold, Kane, supported. Dad adjacent, bewildered. Anger cause, dad questions. Distress pivots all. Screen activates via pad swipe. The 58.2 million com announcement. Apex Guard acquisition by Sentinel. My creds Nathan Brooks, 4 months prior. Now VP Secure Design 0.4% equity 28 million. Lucas gapes. Vicky nears displays scrutinizing. Veil shield my invention I proceed patents up. Core for 14 top firms. Prior bespoke defenses for defense, finance, med. Statements, titles, charity filings. Sustained achievement evident. Brooks wellness no whim to parents. Expert-led endowment, full crew. Year in planning, Grace advances folder, perpetual care docs, dad nears slowly, tracing headline authentic, voice diminutive, yes. But silence all along, mom breathes, building meaningful, I explain, not currency, processing silence, Vicky collapses chair, composure fracturing, Lucas stands limp, dad pivots, lucid, solo effort, no aid, history's burden and query, assumptions minimizations, team-assisted honest, founded from zero. Mom advances, tearful. We misconstrued your construct. Acknowledgement impacts profoundly. Anger morphs grief relief. Lucas wrestles pride shame visible. Vicky twists band. Belief needed not funds I quiet to siblings. Truth undeniable. Adult clarity first not faltering sibling self-made. Alters all, Lucas rasps. Not holy, I counter. Needs persist, lives yours. Honesty enables, I each talented imperfect kin, long definers. Genuine discourse on identities I propose. Invitation duel. Lucas nods, seats. Vicky deliberate. True talk commences. Crestview parlor quiet seating. No experts, pure kin. Mom armchair, concerned. Dad adjacent focused. Lucas, Vicky opposite, turbulent. Grace door side. Lived frugally deliberately, I break hush. Steady, despite heart not necessity, Lucas clenches. Disclosure possible, when I lean. Country club real job taunts. Voucher for suits. Hits. Maris winces. Wait Vicky departed 180 built Apex ground up. Sleepless nights, floor mattress, reinvesting. Mom tears ignorant. Queried. I soften. Expected failure viewed. Dad throat clears. Constant comparisons he confesses emotional. Success via externals. Our fault. Shift cracks assumptions. Despise existence Lucas erupts, face buried. Meetings, smoozing, strain. Shudders, 70% act. Vicky stares, then me. Ethan I counseling year whispers. Gallus loathed, sinking. Mom clasps dad, stricken facades crumbling. Harder labor, Grace door. Eyes shift. Office naps. Rejected lucrative buys for team. Lucas anew. Required your flop validates path. Breaks. Normalcy amid triumph. Vicky tearful. No extravagance, just you. Success constructs impact, careful. Actual build unseen, mom soft, lacked vision. Dad erect clear, aired gravely Nathan. Measuring wrongly. About forward, throat thick. Contemplative quiet. Clarity mutual. Wellness genius Lucas eventual. Superior. Aid how. Unexpected alliance. Volunteer events Vicky straightens. Planning expertise activities. Mom relaxes, feud fear evaporating. Foundation bears all Brooks. I declare. Strength smiles. Witnessed frustrations now reconciliation. Harold enters, meal ready. Dad rises steady. Kids homeward. Dining move, Lucas beside. Chopper grabbed, admits. Effective. Smirk substance mattered. No truth needed. Chopper transported candor reunited. Weight unseen lifts. Grace arm touch. Accomplished discovery rolls masked hides. Performers all. Join I nod family. Dining candles blooms. Not grandeur power truth connection. Success sans bond emptiest. Chopper attention truth respect vulnerability healing. Year flies. Crestview lounge sunlit. Mom traverses confidently. Therapist shadowing. Surgery catalyst healed superb. Stride strong. Grace tray enters. Graceful Abigail. Mom glows. Ahead schedule month. Dad newspaper. Presemo spin. Mom pivots elegantly. Program stabilized. Dad fogs infrequent. Lucas garden doors. Soil streaked casual. Suits gone Thursdays. Fridays landscape therapy design. Peppers booming. Lemonade accepts. Dad seeds sourced. Banter natural. Post quit eco firm. Advocacy full. Coalition partners second sight. Marketing drafting. Doorbell Vicky art laden. Handbags swapped supplies. Communication therapy booming. Residents mural yesterday tables. Shared landscapes. Dad inspects. Colors harmonize. Lives intersecting. Vicky moved. Once dismissed. Dinners ritual. Ethan occasional. Counseling ongoing. Vicky grounded. Update fourth site groundbreaking. Repurposed clinic community hub. Waitlist 112. Extraordinary grace beside directorship family voted. Chopper utilitarian now. Gets me Lucas direct. Success shared inclusive. Vicky glass down. Accumulated status symbols. Yours aids. Mom hand squeeze. Thought vengeance landing but listening sought. Yes, Dad joins steady. Listening proud. Less than reconnection. Sunset Guild's Herald folder. Cousin Mia's Eco app pitch. Reviewed. Mia 24, bold unproven. Once deterred practical. Tomorrow funding meet Briggs. Wait Herald. Lucas models. Vicky networks. Grace knowing. Second chance endowment. Dad overhears. Supporting overlooked innovators. Eyes meet. Knees start. 6 grantees flourishing uniquely. Family collaborates. Sans ranks. Change profound. Chopper attention. I grace. Murmur honesty home. Glass rays. Truth prime return. Dramatic day transformed chance right. Not wrong proof. The autumn light slants through the tall windows of Crestview's East Wing Conservatory, catching the dust motes that drift above the long walnut table where the entire Brooks clan has gathered for the first time in 3 months. Mom sits at one end, her cane propped against the armrest like a retired scepter, Dad beside her, a leather-bound journal open in front of him, the pages already filling with his neat, deliberate handwriting, something he hasn't done in years. Lucas stands by the French doors, sleeves rolled high. A streak of soil still on his forearm from the morning's garden session. Vicky has kicked off her flats and tucked one foot beneath her on the velvet bench, a stack of color swatches fanned out like a deck of cards. Ethan, who now joins more often than not, leans against the piano, quietly turning the pages of a landscape architecture magazine. Grace sits to my right, tablet dark for once. Harold hovers near the sideboard with a pitcher of iced hibiscus tea. Even Olivia has traded her usual security blazer for a soft linen shirt, arms folded, listening. On the table a single sheet of heavy cream stock. At the top, embossed in understated copper foil, the words Brooks Family Foundation Second Chance Initiative. Beneath, 5 columns, one for each funded venture, one for projected social impact, one for revenue model, one for risk mitigation, and the last for Family Champion. Maya's Eco app occupies the first row, already green lit. The second row is blank waiting. Dad clears his throat. The sound surprisingly strong. Before we vote on the next recipient, he says, I want to read something. He flips back a page in his journal. This is from the day Nathan landed that helicopter on our front lawn. A small smile tugs at Mom's mouth. Lucas snorts softly, half embarrassment, half pride. Dad begins, October 14. The oak shook like it remembered every argument it ever witnessed. I thought the world was ending. Instead, it was just beginning. My youngest child, whom I had measured against titles and paychecks, arrived in a machine that cost more than our house, wearing the same hoodie he wore to his high school science fair. And for the first time, I saw the distance between what I thought success looked like and what it actually is. He closes the journal. The room is so quiet I can hear the ice melt in the pitcher. Mom reaches across the corner of the table and lays her hand on Dad's. "We're adding a new clause to the charter," she announces. "Any applicant who makes it to this table gets a to face with the whole family. No proxies, no slide decks, just conversation." She looks at me. "Your rule, Nathan." We're finally catching up. Lucas lifts the blank row on the proposal sheet and slides it toward the center. Next up, Rowan Patel, 26, former foster kid, developed an open-source platform that translates speech to tactile sign in real time for deaf, blind users. Needs seed money to pilot in 3 school districts. He taps the family champion column. "I'm volunteering. I want to learn the tech and help him pitch to the state board." Vicky fans her swatches. "And I'm designing the launch event. Pro bono. Sensory, inclusive, zero waste, every detail intentional." She pauses, then adds quietly, "I closed my old PR firm last week. This feels truer." Ethan sets the magazine down. "I'll handle the legal structure, pro bono as well." He meets my eyes. Steady, no apology needed for the years he stayed silent at those yacht club dinners. Grace finally speaks. "Rowan's already on the helipad. Olivia cleared him through security 10 minutes ago." Dad's eyebrows rise. "You flew him in." I shrug. "Old habits." But this time, the chopper's just a bus. The doors open. Rowan steps in. Tall, nervous, clutching a worn backpack. He freezes when he sees the full table. Vicky stands first, offers the seat at the head. "Coffee, tea, or something stronger?" she asks, gentle. Rowan exhales. "Tea, please." "And thank you for seeing me." Harold pours. Mom slides the proposal sheet toward Rowan, but Dad lifts a hand. "Forget the numbers for a minute. Tell us why this matters to you." Rowan's voice shakes at first, then steadies. He talks about his little sister, born deaf-blind, how the existing tech costs more than their family earned in a year. How he taught himself to code in the public library after school. How every rejection letter felt like confirmation that some doors stay locked. Lucas leans forward. "What's the hardest part right now?" "Trust," Rowan says without hesitation. "Investors want equity. Schools want proof. I'm running out of runway." Vicky taps a swatch, deep indigo. "We're not investors," she says. "We're family. Different rules." An hour later, the sheet is filled. Risk column, mitigated by Brooks' legal and PR revenue. Freemium model plus district licensing. Social impact 12,000 deaf, blind students in pilot states alone. Family champion. Lucas Vicky fell Ethan. Vote unanimous. Rowan's eyes glisten. He stands, offers his hand to Dad first. Dad ignores it, pulls him into a hug instead. "Welcome to the long game, son." As Rowan leaves with Grace to sign paperwork, Mom turns to me. "You started this with a helicopter and a hoodie. Look where it's gone." I glance around the table. Lucas sketching garden layouts for the next pilot site. Vicky texting Rowan's sister a welcome message, Ethan already drafting incorporation docs, Dad adding Rowan's name to his journal like it's always belonged there. Not where it's gone. I correct softly. Where it's going. That night, after everyone else has turned in, I walk the moonlit path to the helipad. The chopper sits dark and quiet, rotors folded like a sleeping bird. I rest my hand on the cool metal fuselage. Once, this machine was a battering ram against years of dismissal. Now it's just transportation, reliable, unremarkable, ready for the next kid who needs a ride to a table where they'll finally be heard. Behind me, footsteps crunch on gravel. Dad, wrapped in a cardigan, journal tucked under his arm. "Couldn't sleep," he asks. "Thinking," I say. He stands beside me, follows my gaze to the chopper. "Your mother and I used to measure distance in miles. You measure it in lives changed." He opens the journal to a fresh page, writes a single line, then tears it out and hands it to me. Success is the moment the person you were stops apologizing to the people you love. I fold the paper, slip it into my pocket. I stopped apologizing a while ago, Dad. He smiles, clear, present, proud. Then keep flying, Nathan. Just remember to land often. We walk back together, the estate lights warm behind us, the oak rustling like it's whispering approval. Somewhere inside, a new name is already being added to the foundation ledger. Somewhere beyond these acres, another kid is coding in a library, waiting for a door to open. The chopper will be ready at dawn.